I feel that going to Beaconsfield has taken a lot of effort and commitment, especially for the fact that when we go there, lots of times the elderly folk, they're not really that excited to see us. Sometimes in their little they're in their daily routines and everything, and sometimes just having like a student there is a little difficult for them, and they don't really know how to act under like our presence. So going there, you really have to put like your foot forward and say that you're going to be the positive one, and you have to really initiate all the conversations and like initiate the sense of being happy as well, because they are often not really happy. And this depends on who you're working with, because um, if you work with the people upstairs, they have more difficulty with memory. So you have to act one way to them, but then the people who are downstairs, you have to act. They like to be treated more rationally and stuff like that, instead of being so nice to them like you should be upstairs. But downstairs, the people are pretty much set in their own little ways. They having their tea, they're drinking their coffee, or maybe they're just reading the newspaper and they don't really wish to be bothered. Um, Lots of times the elderly people, they get confused and they say that they have to leave for dinner and stuff like that, and it's it just takes a little toll on you, like oh, do they really want us here? But you have to remember in the long run that it's positive for both of us, because it's good for our interaction, making us some more aware of like our environment, and more aware of like people around us, different people around us, and it's good for them as well, because it's nice to have like the presence of a new face, or like younger people around you, because you are what you associate yourself with, so it's good for them. um, and it's really hard, especially sometimes, especially when you're upstairs. You have to be alert 100% of the time. You have to make sure that you don't leave your like a pair of scissors there or something, because some of the older people could take it by accident, uh, maybe injure themselves, or maybe just take it by accident, and then you'd get in trouble for not returning all the supplies. And it's a little difficult, but you learn to maintain the same like happiness the whole time while you go, and not get distracted. And like it would be easy to go off and like just talk with some of your mates during the time, but you have to really focus on it and remember the reason why you're there is to talk to the senior citizens. And I felt that personally, I've done that quite well, because you see lots of the other people and they're not really focusing or concentrating that much. But then when you really take into account that you're there and you're really working hard to make the people happier, you have to always be careful onto what you're saying, and not to say anything stupid, to be like, oh, so do you know the date today? Like for some people, you have to be aware of that the whole time, and not ask certain questions like that. Or if people are just like, oh, I need to go soon. I need to go home soon. It's getting dark outside. I should take the bus soon. You have to learn how to act in that situation, not be like, oh yeah, yeah, you can go home right now, and open the door for the person. And neither can you go up to the person and just be like, no, you live here now. You don't go home. You don't have a home anymore. You can't say that either. You just have to like go with the flow kind of, and just be supportive, but say, oh, why don't we work on these Christmas cards first? Let's just get these Christmas cards done with. And so you help them, you replace their distractions by giving them something immediately to do, so that they're not worrying about that constantly. Because if they are set alone, sometimes to just sit, they tend to go over and over again the facts that they don't know what they have to do and stuff like that. So it's really important to be there for them and to really help them along the way. And I think this has shown a lot of uh, awareness and challenges and commitment, especially for the fact that I have to travel like 3 hours every single time I go there, because it's not just a simple ride and everything. It's not like 15 minutes away. It's a 3 hour journey going there, and then coming back is the long one. So it's difficult, but it's quite rewarding in the end of it, because you really do. For me, I wasn't really aware at all of people with Alzheimer's and stuff. I mean, my grandma has had Alzheimer's and dementia for years, but seeing people with all different types of cases and other stuff, it's really helped you identify the patterns and everything of what happens. Okay.